Okay, my name's Yassin Bnamhani. I started football at a young age, well, trying to become a footballer. So I had a lot of dreams and aspirations to fulfill. I started when I was about, I don't know, the youngest I can think about, 8 or 7 years old, maybe 6. Started trying to play football. In the beginning, I was playing it for fun, but over the years, I started to have more of a love for it, and I wanted to make it my profession and to become an actual footballer. So I was playing at a lot of non-league clubs. I was playing futsal, indoor football, until about the age of 17. And my agent in England, he took me to a club called Barnet. I played there for a season. Then from there, I went into another non-league club, played there. Started to create a little bit of a buzz, had a bit of an attention going around for me. And then I went to a team called Lewis, played there for about half a season, and went to Chelsea. After that, played at Chelsea. And then from there, really, that's where it began. When I went to Chelsea, my whole career kind of kick-started, and I signed my first professional contract at Newcastle, played there for 2 years, and then I went to Scunthorpe, which is like League One in England, played there for 2 years as well, and now I'm here. That's my story. Okay, so for me, coming to Morocco, I wanted to come here to fulfill one of my dreams, which I had since a young age, which was to play for the national team. I mean, what other kid growing up at such a young age and knowing that he's got Moroccan background, both his parents are Moroccan, the first thing and probably the last thing on his mind when he goes to bed is I want to put this Moroccan national team kit on. So I came here thinking that, and knowing that there is opportunities here. It's a pathway to get into the national team. If you do well in the league here, you can get into the national team. So that was my main objective, was to come here, to do a season here maybe, and then play in the national team. That's what my aspirations were, to get into the national team, and that's what brought me to Morocco. I mean, when I came to Morocco, it's always nice to be back in the country where your parents are from, your home, your bloodline. So yeah, coming here, I had already spoken to a team and the owner of the club who had offered me a contract out here. But then when I came out here, I found that things were a bit different. The way they do things here in Morocco is different to Europe. Well, I mean, what I experienced with this particular club is different. So the plans kind of changed. I ended up, I wasn't really happy with what I saw out here in terms of what I was told and what I saw when I came out here was two different things. So yeah, I came out here and I brushed that aside because football's football. So I said, you know what, my main objective is to play for a team here and get into the national team. That's ideally why I've wanted to come here. So as I've come here, I put that aside, but then I started to see things internally, so a bit of complications, and I ended up playing in a game. I played in a game for the team against another top division club. I played 70 minutes. I scored 2 goals. We won 2-1. So yeah, that was a good experience playing my first ever game in Morocco. Even though it was a friendly, it was a good experience to play a game there. And yeah, from there, I kind of, let's just say, I looked at it a bit in a different manner, and I thought I want to. I don't know whether it's right for me at this time to stay in Morocco or not. What I've been offered and what I've seen when I've got here is completely two different things, which is no fault of anyone. That's just the way football is. So yeah, I've kept it that way, and right now I'm just seeing what the future holds, and I'll go back and play for another club in Europe. A bad experience? Not really. All experiences are good experiences in the end. Bad or good, no matter how they come, they teach you a good lesson, and I think that's the most important thing. So I just took everything how it comes, and at the end of the day, my feet are my tools and what do the talking. So I've come out here just to play. I've left the stuff off the pitch, negotiations or whatever. whatever there is to my advisor, my agent. So that's it. But apart from that, I mean, it was okay. Oh, I mean, coming to Morocco, well, I'll be honest, it wasn't the first thing on my mind at the time, but I always had in the back of my head that I wanted to play for Morocco's national team, and hopefully this is one of the ways, this is a doorstep in. So I spoke to a family friend of mine in Morocco. You could say is as if he's my advisor. If I've got any questions I need to ask in terms of football, he's had experience in his past in football, so I'll ask him, knowing that he's played in Morocco himself, and he has a background in his family which have played football here as well, so they would know what's best for me in terms of reaching that goal that I wanted to reach. So coming out here, he suggested that it would be a good thing. It's a platform, it's a ladder to get into the Moroccan national team. And if you do well for a club in Morocco in a top division, then that's a way for you into the Moroccan national team, because they monitor the league here very closely. So I said, all right, cool. I said, that's fine. If you can do a little bit of sniffing around, talk to some people and see what there is. So he said, all right. He said, give me a day or two. Within a day, he got back to me and he said, there's a team in Morocco, such and such, that wanted me to come. And they were going to put a contract proposal in place. So I said, that's fine, that's not a problem. You deal with that, just let me know when it's time to go. And I'll go and see how things are before I make my final decision. But that was it really. So he told me, this is the club, they want you to come here. I said, all right, I'll be on my way. Yeah, the question you've just asked me is a good one, because I would definitely come back to Morocco. It's in my blood. Both my parents are Moroccan themselves. So for me to come to Morocco and to play for the national team, inshallah, in the future, would be one of the biggest achievements I could say for myself and for my parents and for my family that are here in Morocco. So that would be a dream within itself. But for now, I'm going to head back to Europe and head back home in London and see how things go. And I've got other offers in other clubs, European clubs, so I just assess them and see what goes forward. But other than that, all I do, mate, is I'm just here to play football. Nothing else really. That's it. I just need to be on the pitch. The other stuff is irrelevant to me. I've watched some football matches in Morocco. Well, not present, but I've watched them on TV live, and just seeing the atmosphere and seeing how devoted the fans are to their club. In particular, the two biggest clubs in Morocco, Raja and Wydad, their derbies are, second to none. I mean, being in one of them games, just sitting in the stands, or whether you're on the pitch, it's just amazing. You feel it looks like everyone's at one, and that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to come to Morocco as well, because I know that people value football here a lot, and they like to see good players, and everybody, the fans are very devoted to their teams. So I thought definitely this is the right place to be. It's a nation of football, really. Yeah. I mean, they're both top clubs. I don't have any preferences. I'm just here to play football. So whether it's for that team or the other, it doesn't matter to me. Yeah, أنا كنبغي المغرب بزاف. عزيز عليا المغرب وعزيز عليا الناس ديال المغرب، وهذاك الشيء علاش بغيت نجي هنايا ونبدا نلعب الكره هنايا. قبل ما تخرجوا ما تنساوش تابوناو معنا في لاشين يوتيوب وبارطاجيو المحتوى في مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي، وما تنساوش ديروا جيم.